Oh my goodness. We now it's time to talk about the aliens. Y'all know it's been a lot of chatter in the news, on social media, everywhere about UFOs. And I gotta be honest, I am like a if you put me on a level, like if you made a level of conspiracy theories, right? With like five being like the most extreme believers in conspiracy theories, and one being people who believe a little bit, but they're kind of like, no, it's just a theory. I would say I'm like a four. I don't believe every conspiracy, but the ones that I believe, I got the evidence that they actually might be real. And this alien stuff is shaping up. Like, it got me thinking about a conspiracy theory that I learned about during the pandemic, that maybe there is something to this conspiracy theory. But I'll get to the conspiracy theory after we get into the details of the story. So if you did not know, this actually broke today. Today is June 12th, 2026. I was supposed to say that at the beginning of the episode and I forgot. But today is June 12th, 2026. And the Pentagon has released its third batch of UFO files that detail mysterious sightings of orbs. Now, I think it's timely considering that the movie Disclosure Day has come out. But let's get into this story. I'm reading from CBS News. Again, this was released today. It says that the Pentagon on Friday released a new group of documents and videos related to UFOs or UAPs. And this is the third release since the government began a wave of new disclosures last month. So this batch includes 53 documents and 10 images from the CIA, FBI, NASA, and the Department of Defense, along with other unspecified agencies. And there's also 6 videos and 3 NASA audio recordings. So, according to CBS, these videos show orb like objects in the sky, while a set of images and clips offer artistic interpretations of sightings. So, you know how when people go into court and they're like illustrating what's going on in court in the absence of cameras, that stuff. Now, it says that several of the documents detail encounters reported by law enforcement officers in 2023. And it says that 5 agents reported seeing strange orbs on the horizon. So these files are uploaded to the UFO website that's being hosted by the government. The link to their website is in the description box. And some of these videos are showing eyewitness footage of these encounters. So people who actually were seeing these things in real time, they filmed them and sent them in, I guess, to be investigated or whatever. Now, what makes that significant is the previous releases. So this is release batch number 3. Batches 1 and 2 were primarily releasing military footage, so government related footage. So these videos were collected by the FBI, and it includes also interviews of the people that saw these things. I follow a creator. I'm subscribed to her on YouTube. Her name is Melanie King, and I remember she did this video about seeing orbs. And to be honest with you, like, I've seen things in the sky, but I don't know if it's a satellite. I don't know if it's a star. I don't know what it is, because it's different depending on where you live. Like, again, y'all, I always say, like, you are never too old to learn something new. I feel like I have learned just more about the earth, about science, about how things work as I'm getting older into adulthood. I guess what I'm saying is, like, you can think you know something, or you can think that you have a grasp on information, and then you like uncover this new rabbit hole, not even just like related to conspiracy theories, but just a new file or a new category of information related to that thing that you didn't even know exists. So never stop learning, y'all. Like, be curious, ask questions. We need to get as much knowledge as we can while we can, if you catch my drift. But I'm bringing it up to say, like, I never even really noticed for real that we couldn't see stars like we used to see it. Like, I don't spend as much time outside at night, so I'm not like looking up in the sky, looking at the stars. But I was staying in the country for a little while, and it was like the most beautiful sight. I would sit outside every night, early morning, just looking at the stars and just how beautiful it was. And then we moved back to the city, and I noticed like I don't even see the stars anymore. And when I do, it's like this one bright thing that kind of looks like it's moving. I saw something like this not too long ago, like over County Line Road when I was coming down County Line Road, like leaving the mall, headed back toward the Jackson side. And I remember thinking, like, is that a satellite? Is there something else? So I don't even know like what we be looking at for real. Like, and I just recently learned like there's like this air pollution and this city pollution, I believe is what they light pollution, something like that, which is contributing to why we don't see stars anymore. But I'm saying all that to say, like, I don't know what it is that I'm seeing in the sky sometimes. So maybe I have seen an orb, now that I'm looking at these pictures and these screenshots from these videos that the people submitted. But the article talks about an encounter that happened in July 2025. The video in the file is titled Northeastern Orb Sighting. And as you can see here on the screen, it shows two bright lights moving through the sky, and the witnesses describe the orb's motion as silent and smooth and moving in tandem as though they were flying in formation or tethered together. So they were moving at the same time. And that comes from a video, or I'm sorry, an interview from the FBI. Then there's another video called Orbs Over the Pond, and it is from October 2024, and it occurred within 25 miles of the other one, the one that we just talked about. And this footage showed a light source below the horizon hovering above a pond at an estimated distance of 2,700 feet, according to the Pentagon's description. It says that the luminous object resembled a plasma-like sphere, intermittently changing shape and luminosity. At times, the primary light source appeared to separate into smaller luminous points. And it says the object remained generally stationary for approximately 45 minutes before disappearing. And here is a video captured by a witness on an iPhone. So like these are the things that I've seen too, but I've never like recorded them to say like follow, what happened with them if they were moving or whatever. So the article just talks about more of what was in the files. It shows some of the digital renderings. I encourage you. This photo that you're looking at here on the screen, this is an artistic interpretation. So this is not an actual picture. Like, okay. But I encourage you to look through this article and the government website. I don't know if I'm ready to look at the government website yet, but I will put that link in the description box. And like I said, it's just all interesting to me because I learned about, if you know anything about this conspiracy theory, I learned about it during the pandemic. So I believe it kind of goes without saying that the pandemic was a huge turning point for the world, for us as individuals, for politics. I mean, COVID it was definitely a turning point. Like life is not the same. Things that were not the norm prior to COVID have now become the norm, and I don't see them going away, such as DoorDash, picking up items from the store. Like it seems like we've been doing those things forever, but we were not. We were not really doing it before the pandemic. It paved the way for that type of thing. And so during that time, of course, if you were following the news, you were seeing all the conflicts and reports. You were like, people were coming out, speaking out about certain things. Then all of a sudden, those people would get censored and they wouldn't be able to post anymore. They would lose their accounts, lose their livelihoods, lose their jobs. I mean, it was crazy. So you have to pay attention to that kind of stuff, in my opinion. Like when you cannot ask questions, when you are labeled for having a difference of opinion, that's something that you need to pay attention to. And I'm saying it to say, because I was paying attention to those things and I was introduced to new creators, I was introduced to new professionals, new doctors, new pastors, like just different people. And throughout all of that, one thing that I kept seeing And I kept like hearing about, reading about was Project Bluebeam. And do not quote me. Please look it up for yourself if you can find something on it these days. But the idea behind Project Bluebeam is that one of the former presidents, I don't know if it was Reagan, I don't know if it was, I believe it was Ronald Reagan, but it may not have been him. But it was like a former president had said that the only thing, or if you wanted to like bring all of the world together, the only thing that would do it would be an alien invasion. So from there, there's like this scheme, this plot, this conspiracy to basically fake an alien invasion, right? And so I guess at some point in time when there's supposed to be like another change ushered in, I can't remember if it's like one world government, that type of thing, or if it's something else, or if it's like to usher in an antichrist, I don't know. But it's just like the consensus was that there would be a fake alien invasion, and from there would be, you would, let me just put it this way. If you follow Pastor Darby, you know anything about me, you know Pastor Darby broke my brain. I made a video about it. I found Pastor Darby when I was unlearning some things after my issue at my former church. I keep bringing up this freaking church. I'm so tired of bringing it up, but it's so pivotal to my story, and like it's so relevant because I want y'all to know that I wasn't doing this stuff. I wasn't seeking out these things. This was totally a God thing. Totally a God thing. But saying all that to say, I found Pastor Darby in the midst of that. I wouldn't even say that I found him because I was not looking for him, but his content came up in my feed. And I remember like he talked about this in several sermons because he's the type of pastor, if you know anything about Pastor Darby, you know that you cannot just watch one sermon. Like I have never in my life wanted to study the Bible, study study scripture, study history, overlap it. I've never wanted to do that until I came across Pastor Darby. He literally changed my life. But go watch my video on him if you want to know, because he said a lot of things that have turned out to have, like he was a prophet in many ways. But he talked about Project Bluebeam. I believe that was kind of what kind of spooked me. Like he made it real for me because when you're a believer, you tend to put more weight on what pastors say. Like it's one thing to hear something out in the wild, like out in the chatter, on social media, in the forums, in the threads or whatever. But when you hear a pastor talking about it, someone that you have gained trust in, because of their them being on point about so many other things, it's like that's when something kind of becomes real for a lot of believers. And so I started to look at that a different way and think about how we are seeing, especially post COVID, we're seeing like this push for IDs, push for digital IDs. The people in the UK were protesting that not too long ago. How you have Palantir in the surveillance, and then Bill Gates has a patent for a chip to be embedded in your hand that will give all your medical data, that it can just be tracked from your hand. It's a real thing. That is not a conspiracy. So when you think about like, would the government, would all of these nations and these countries, these continents get together to do something of this sort to get people to comply? And I mean, it's not far-fetched because that's what COVID was. It was all about compliance. If you didn't comply, you were exiled and isolated. We all lived through that. Whether you are on one side or the other, like you gotta admit that that's what happens. And so just a thought of like faking an alien invasion. And I bring up Pastor Darby too, because one of the things that he said is that when it comes to like end times, antichrist, that type of thing, you have to have like a mass, what did he call it? Like what was his word? Is it mass? Dang, the word is escaping me. But basically, critical mass. There has to be a critical mass, meaning everybody has to be saying the same thing. Like this basically the world was going to be in so much chaos. That's the only way the Antichrist could come in and save the day, right? And so his belief Again, do not quote me. You will have to go look at it because I could be getting a detail here or there off. But his belief was basically that, yeah, Project Bluebeam is a part of all of that because it's going to cause this chaos and only the Antichrist will be able to bring people out of it. So when I see like now these UFO files are being released and now this Disclosure Day movie and talking about aliens is like this new thing. And I don't know if y'all remember what happened in Miami where people were saying it was an alien, just all of this stuff. I'm just kind of like, I don't know if they real or not. I really don't know. But my thing is, why do we want to know? Like, don't we have enough problems on Earth to worry about? Like, why do we want to know if it's other life out there? Like, what is there being other life and civilizations out there in the world? What is that gonna do for me? Like in my real life, what is that gonna do for me if somebody living on Mars or if it's on another planet, if they flying through the universe in a spaceship? What is that gonna do for me every day? Like, why is there a push for this? Like, why do people want to know this so bad? Why are y'all pushing for this? Like, why don't we just leave it like it's been for all these years? So I don't really know what's up with it. And then when you think about Project Bluebeam, how could they pull this off? I mean, my response would be every time like the new year comes and there's these huge drone shows, you see the capabilities. You see that if they wanted to, they could do it and it be believable. I believe, think about hologram technology. My husband is a huge fan of the Back to the Future movies. And in, I think it's the second movie, there's like hoverboards in that movie. There is a hologram in that movie. So this technology is not new. Y'all remember when Tupac's hologram performs? I think there was at Coachella and everybody was like going crazy. How much more advanced would these holograms be now? Where are they? Couldn't Elon Musk Starlink satellites like get together and transmit an image? Like, I mean, it's not far fetched. It sounds crazy because it's so futuristic, it's so out there, it's so unhinged, but it's not really far fetched when you think about it. And also, the show Paradise, if y'all have seen that on Hulu, I need to watch season 2. But like Paradise, how the people were living under the dome. So it's just all these things being shown in movies, and you know, people get these ideas from somewhere. Like, folks are not that creative. Like the Bible tells you, there is nothing new under the sun. These ideas are coming from somewhere. So when I see like this UFO stuff, it just like, oh my God, here we go. I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for whatever because you just don't know how this stuff is going to turn out. But I, for one, got enough going on. I don't want to deal with no damn aliens. I just like, and if we got to deal with the aliens, can y'all let it be known? Like, what we supposed to do about these bills? Like, do we still need to be paying them? Should we be saving our money? Should we be investing in a damn bunker like the billionaires are? Like, what is really going on? And why do we want to know if it's aliens out there so bad? Please tell me in the comments what y'all think about this. Am I alone in not giving a bleep about aliens? Like, I cannot be alone. Like, I'm just not interested. I don't care. I don't want to see it. Like, let me just, that's one of them things where let me live in bliss. Like, if it is intelligent life out there, if there are UFOs out there, like, I just let me live in bliss because I have seen too many movies where it just does not end well for humanity. So let's leave the aliens where they are. Did you enjoy this clip? You can watch the full episode of Tell Me More on Patreon. Full episodes are available for both paid and free members. All you have to do is click the link in the description box to join and watch. See you there.